Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Fair Sports. For today's preview, it's Cheetahs versus the EP Elephants on Sunday, the final game of the weekend and the final game of the preparation series. Both these sides not playing for the Rainbow Cup. And to be honest, they don't really know what they're playing for. There's still no sort of clarity over the local competitions in terms of the structures and what's going to happen in the incoming months. But both these sides will probably be a part of them, although the Cheetahs are currently looking apparently at sort of overseas competitions. You know, they can go to the States, apparently Russia. There's quite a few different competitions that they are currently exploring, but there's been no sort of news of late about what their final decision be, where they will be playing their rugby. But in terms of this weekend, a couple more changes for the EP Elephants. Big changes in terms of the captaincy being back to Inibadebe, who's back after injury, which wasn't expected. And in terms of the Cheetahs, quite a lot of rotation. No France staying, Ruan Pienaar on the bench. And not found an opportunity to give a couple of French players a go and a run out before they sort of kind of start training for nothing, really. They're kind of going to be a bit of in limbo, where they're going to be training and putting together sides, not quite sure what is for. But, you know, the Cheetahs will be hoping to bounce back after their loss against the Pumas. It was a very good result by the Pumas, but probably quite disappointed by Cheetahs, who, after, you know, the disappointment of being kicked out of Pro 14, then try to say that they should be using Super Rugby and Locked and Curry Cup to sort of work out who the best four sides were. And if they did that, it still would have been the Rainbow Cup sides that have been back. Cheetahs did end up coming fifth and then lost to the Pumas. So kind of a bit of a downward slope in terms of their credibility as as the fifth best side. Definitely are still the best fifth best side in the country, but you know, that loss to the Pumas, finishing fifth, suddenly, you know, they just lost that little bit of momentum in terms of being able to say that they are still one of the top sides in the country. So we want to try and sort of redeem themselves by probably putting the EP's Elephants to the sword again, who have been absolutely decimated across all the games they played. Played pretty well against the Lions, although I think a lot of that was the Lions not playing well. A lot of cards there. And then they were just completely outclassed by the Greeks, because they didn't even manage a single point. So it's been a very rough introduction to the sort of top level for the EP Elephants, who are basically an amateur or a semi-pro side. I'll say it's a semi-pro side, really. A lot of players never play at this sort of level and really are struggling to make the step up. And Peter de Villiers has been quite vocal about the fact that there are some players who just won't be able to make the step up. But in terms of the teams, we'll start with Cheetahs. So quite a few changes there. A whole new front row. We've got Aloluto Takweni, Will Alnaldi, and Conrad from Furen. The locks, Renier Bernardo comes in. Carl Beckner drops to the bench. And Victor Sekikete gets another start there. Chris Musain starts the number 6. Opa Mohoje will captain the side. Another start for him as he gets back to his best. But he was very, very good against the Pumas. Really likes the physical part, and we started to see the best of him. And Andisa Nsida is back in the side, but he will start at 8th man, so that's another interesting positional change. Obviously, still no Jean-Noé Rudolph. Quite a few injuries in the Cheetahs camp at the moment. Ruben de Haas gets a start at scrum half. Ruan Pienaar is on the bench, although so is Tion Meyer, so it looks like Ruan Pienaar is covering flower half and potentially centre, I suppose, if they need him there. And then the wing, Renan Fontaine will continue at number 10. The wings, Marcel Muller is named in the starting lineup. He gets his Cheetahs debut. It's the first time he will play for the side. A very young player, was still in school in 2019, and it will be the first time he gets an opportunity to take on the Cheetahs jersey. And then Howard Misi, Chris Smith continue as the centres. No France Day this weekend. Reno Smith shifts to the wing, and Craig Barry will start at fullback. On the bench, Janus Venter, Skalk Freire, Aronis Kutsia, and then we've got Carl Beckner, Gideon van Wyk, Tian Meyer, Ruan Pienaar, and Clayton Blommetjies. No Roscoe Beckman either for the men from Bloemfontein, but I don't think they'll really need them, to be honest. It's an EP Elephant side which they're expected to beat. They should beat. There shouldn't be too many issues with that. In terms of the EP side, this is how they land. Still a lot of changes as Peter de Villiers tries to sort of work out which players are worth investing in, which players are worth keeping, which players are not going to be good enough for this level, which has been the whole sort of goal for him the entire sort of series. He wants to go out and try and loan players. He says that he will go out and find the players. He needs EP to meet him halfway in terms of the financial backing. He needs the cash to be able to bring some good players into the side. Sian Zuzo starts at Lucid, Robin Stevens at hooker, and Marzik Marman, who was at Lucid, will now play at tight head this weekend. Arnold Klein and Alton Corsi Katani are the two locks. CJ Velleman comes back into the side, was ruled out of injury last time, was pretty good against the Lions before getting a red card. Discipline was an issue for him, so something that he needs to try and sort out this weekend. And then Ngisa gets another opportunity, and Luigi van Jaarsveld comes in at 8th man. Ethan Yankees is in at scrum half, and he will partner as captain Inu Adebe, who was supposedly supposed to be out for the entire preparation series, but obviously that hand injury has healed, and he will get a chance to play in the last game. Joshua Tuambofo and Olela Pai are the 2 wings. Sherwin Slater and Ati Mahinji are the 2 centres. Courtney Winner reverts back to full back. He was filling out at both at number 10 and as captain. He's relinquished both those roles. On the bench, Sitabisa Bifile, Lyle Lombard, Emil Klaassen are the front row placements. Nsika Fasante, Diego Williams will cover the rest of the scrum, and Sashin Toring, Divan Swanepoel, and Lennox Holster are the backline replacements. It's another interesting EP side. A lot of players that people don't really recognize, don't really know, because they haven't played a lot of rugby at this level. I thought Ini Radeva looked pretty good against the Bulls before he went off. Looked like a whole different sort of class to the rest of the side. So hopefully another opportunity for him to prove that he belongs at this level and he can be part of the sort of the EP revolution. They really are looking towards him and the likes of CJ Veerman to really try and stand up and try and lead the side as they kind of find their feet in this environment. But I do expect a pretty big Cheetahs win. It will be interesting to see if the EP can respond in their last game. They've had moments where they've, probably outperformed what we expect of them, but overall it's been pretty poor, and they, we'll probably expect a little bit more from them in the coming months, but very much a work in progress, and it will take time for them to get there. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the game. I want your score predictions down below. I'm going to go Cheetahs by 25. I think it will be quite a big scoreline. But yeah, let me know what you think. Smash like on the video. Do subscribe to the channel. My name is Steven, and as always, I will chat to you very soon.